What's up, everybody? Now, today's episode is all about the actual foundations of our summit funnel, but really specifically, it's all going to be about each page in our summit funnel. So it's going to be so cool. So let me get the theme song on, and I'll see you in the episode. So the big question is this: if you were starting your first online business with no audience, no customers, no group, no following, completely from scratch, how would you actually do that? What steps would you need to take? I want to share with you my young entrepreneur journey as I get to launch my first ever online business for the first time. So that's the question. This podcast is the answer. My name is Kane Pointing, and welcome to the Young Entrepreneur's Secrets Podcast. Let's have some fun. What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? Okay, I hope you're having a great, brilliant day. Raise your hand if you're having a great day, because I'm raising my hand right now. So today's podcast, I'm going to be talking through some bits and bobs. What I've been focused on today, what I've been working on, and going through those bits and bobs. So today I've been focused on the actual tech side of the business, and I've been working on the foundations of our summit funnel. But really specifically, I've been looking at each page in our summit funnel, okay? Now, today I'm going to be sharing 3 different key takeaways. So yesterday I know it was 2, but today it's going to be 3. You're going to get another one. It's going to be so cool. So let's deep dive straight away into takeaway number 1 with you guys. So takeaway number 1 is why learning and implementing and earning is super important in your young entrepreneurial journey. Okay, super important. Now, what I mean by this is, it's all about, learning what is needed. Okay, so it's like, learning what is needed for me, and then actually get it done, which is like the implementation part, and then earning, which is, it's all done and it's happy days, I'm getting some money. Okay, now this is important because, you can never, if you never implement, okay, you are literally just storing information, just learning things. Okay, so if you never get anything done, okay, you're just like learning and reading books, just learning and learning, watching videos, watching video. You're just storing the information, and then you're not really actually learning it. You're just taking the information in, and then you just lose it. Okay, so it's important today that when I've been doing this, so I've been learning. Okay, so I'm watching this stuff. Okay, and so okay, I'm watching this stuff. Now I've got to implement. Okay, I have to go implement. And then it's actually implementing on that little task, then moving on to the next task, and then starting to earn money after. Okay. So my main key takeaway about this part is, I'm a dyslexic person. Okay. So, it's with being a dyslexic person, it's very easy to get excited and caught in the learning loop. Okay. It's #learning loop. Do not get stuck in the learning loop. Okay, if you want to get stuck in it, you can, but I don't recommend it. But for someone who's dyslexic like myself, is I go through a point where I just love learning. I'm like, oh, this is cool. What's this golden nugget? Whoa, this golden nugget's amazing. And I'm looking at this is so cool, this is so cool, so cool. And then like I just overwhelm myself with like so much stuff, and then I'm like, oh, okay, so I've just listened to about 4 hours of this thing, and I haven't actually done anything. And then like tomorrow or the next day, I've completely forgotten, and I've got to learn it again. Okay, so, you can get stuck in the #learning loop, which is not cool, but I know like when I'm learning, I just love it so much. But I have to remember that, learning and just learning, watch videos and just open books and reading it, it's not actually going to get me on if I don't implement. Okay, so it's super important. It's super important that you learn and implement at the same time. Okay, so it's like when I've been going through today and looking, actually, at our summit and like our pages, it's like been watching this video, I'm learning from this video. Okay, cool, that's my little task I need to do at the moment. Okay, cool, so I've watched it, that's what I need to do. Now I'm going to go into my account, I'm going to see if I can do it. Okay, so I'm actually implementing I'm doing it myself, I'm actually implementing, I'm doing what they've asked me to do. Once I've done that task, it's like, yes, I've learned and I've implemented. What's the next task? Okay, I've got to learn this. Okay, cool, what's this? Okay, blah blah, learning it, then implement on that one, and then you keep going until it's all fully completed, and then boom, what happens? You've learned, you've implemented, and then you start earning. Like that's the best way you get to earn. Woohoo! Get to get some money and get paid. Okay, so it's important that when you come on your entrepreneurial journey, that you learn, you implement at the same time. You learn, like what I've done is I watch this video. That's small, it's like a 30-second video of this little task I've got to do. So I watched it. Okay, pause, press pause, boom, pause. Okay, now I've got to do that. I'm implementing. Okay, I've done it. Have I done it? Yes, I've done it. Okay, cool. What's the next task? The next task, and you go on and you go on from there. So it's important that when you're on your journey, I found today is, I have to be strict with myself because sometimes you can fall in the learning loop. I want to know a bit more information about that. And then you get stuck. So it's important that you learn what's needed for the moment, okay, what they're asking you to do, and then boom, okay, you can implement, and then you can move on to the next task. So it's super, super important. So you can get more stuff done, get closer to your goal. Okay, so that's takeaway number 1, which is learning, implement, and then earning. Okay, now takeaway number 2. Now this is sort of a little bit what I said yesterday, but is very important because people can actually get confused. And it's all about keeping the layout on our funnel, our actual summit funnel pages, simple and familiar. Okay. Now what I mean by this is, what we put on our pages at the top of the page, at the bottom of the page, or even in the middle, have to be sort of similar and simple for the actual person. The customer could be the potential customer, or it could be just a person going on there. Okay, so the potential customer, or it could be a customer going on to our pages, our funnel, going through the steps, looking at it and go, okay, that's what it is. They need to be familiar with that. Now, this is important because, if they feel that they can't trust the page, it's important. If they feel they can't trust it, it's going to be down to, they'll be like, oh, this seems a bit scammy. Okay, so it's like, if you show them that your logo is always at the top left and it's the same logo, and at the bottom of the page it's got the same like terms and conditions link, and it's got a little logo at the bottom which is the same logo, and your fonts are all the same and the colors are all the same, in rough areas, then they're going to get used to that. Okay, so it's like the first impression when they see your site, they're like, oh, that's what they expect. And if they press the next button, which goes to a different page, and they're like, oh, this is not the same page, they're going to be a little bit confused, and they're going to feel they've made a mistake. And then they're probably even mistake, or they feel like you are a bit scammy. Okay, so it's important that the layouts on our pages are familiar, they're simple, they're easy. We don't have to make it complicated, keep it simple and easy, but the layouts are the same. Okay, and that could be down to where you put your logos, where you put your buttons. Okay, so that could be like, when you press the home button, or like the about page and that sort of stuff. So it's important that you have them in the same place, that people can access them, they get used to where they are. But there's also a universal thing as well, which is like at the bottom of your pages, everyone normally nowadays, if you go on any website, at the bottom, you're going to find what? Privacy statement. You're going to find a terms and conditions link. You're going to find some sort of, link to that sort of page, a phone number or their address. So it's important that you go, oh, I've got to put that at the bottom because it's universal. If you don't have that, and go, well, that's a little bit weird, isn't it? Okay, so it's important that we keep it universal, but the layout is simple and also it's familiar, okay, to the actual person going through. Okay, so that's like the main sort of part about that is just keeping it the same. Okay, keeping it familiar for the user. If you don't want to confuse them, you want to keep the trust, want to build the trust, don't lose the trust. Okay. So just to quickly recap those key takeaways that we've gone through so far. So learning. So number 1 was learning, implementing, and then earning. Okay, that's a really, really cool one. Number 2 was keeping the layout on your page simple and easy. Okay, for the actual the possible customer going through those steps. Okay. Now, finally, takeaway number 3. Now, this one is a little bit different, okay, because it's something that I've never actually done before, actually creating this from scratch. So it's my first time today going through, and I was like, this is really cool. I was there like, whoa, I'm actually doing this. Is so cool. So takeaway number 3 is getting products, actually creating products to get paid. Okay. Now, what I mean by this one is, I'm looking into how to actually create these products, okay, and put them on our pages so people can actually pay us money. Like, how cool is that? I get to create a product, I get to put the price and what this product is about, get to put it on our page, and then someone's going to come along and pay us some money. Like, how cool is that? This is like important because, we want to get paid, but, we want to make sure that the person who's on our page, who's like, I want that product, is they actually get the product that they think they're going to get, but also they pay the right price that they think they're going to pay. And this is super, super important because my key takeaway about this thing is, like, I've gone on websites before where you go, oh, you want to buy this, and you go on and it's like, well, that's not the price I thought it was. And it's like, you click it and it says like £300, you see it's like, it says 500, like, that's not the right price. Okay, where is it? Go back. Yeah, it says 300. Why does it say now 500? No, it's not 500. Okay, so it's like the trust is like, oh, these people trying to, like, mug me off a little bit. They're trying to, like, take my money where, like, I'm not an idiot. So it's like making sure you don't want to build that relationship. Okay, we don't want to go down that route. We want to make sure that our person comes through. We say, look, you're going to buy this product for $100. Okay, we're going to make sure that when it comes to our checkout page, it says $100, not something that says $300, because it says that, they can be like, why are they trying to like scam me out of money? It's not cool. Let's not go down that route. So make sure what you say you're going to do, you actually deliver. Okay. Now, with the actual products is, that could be the right price, and it also could be the right, the actual product itself. So when I'm setting up these products, I want to make sure that, if a person wants to buy my all access pass, so they can like get all of our speaker interviews, lifetime access. They can check out anytime they want, 24/7, any day of the whole year. They can buy an all access pass from our summit, and they can view all the recordings, included in this and extra bonus videos. And like, wow, that is so cool. So when they come along, if that product is not set, if I haven't set this product up for the right product, they're going to be disappointed. Okay, what happens with disappointment? They're going to be well, first of all, they're not going to buy, okay, which is bad. We're going to lose them as a possible customer. So we just lost a customer. They're not going to buy. We're like, oh, great. But also the reputation. They're going to think that we actually never deliver what we say. Okay, so it's important that when we create our products, they're the right products that we're going to create, but also they're at the right prices. Okay, and then, with that, we're going to have like hundreds, possibly thousands of people going through this system. Okay, so, through these pages. So I've got to make sure that the pages that I'm building, they're actually going to work. The product's going to be the correct products at the right prices, with the right description. When the price increases, it increases to the right price. They don't get overcharged, they don't get undercharged. We want to make it so it's actually professional. Because we're going to have hundreds, possibly thousands of people going through this page. So I have to make sure that there is no errors. Okay, that we're crystal clear. It's very simple. And the people see and they're like, oh, why is that more expensive? It needs to be like simple. Like when we increase our prices, we want to be like, guys, the price will be increasing on the 19th of blah 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 month. Okay, because it's like when it increases, they're like, oh, okay, they told me it's increasing. Where if I didn't tell them they're increasing, they're like, why is he not being honest? Okay, we didn't like, I thought it was honesty. So it's like building that trust with you guys. Just making sure we're upfront with our customers and that sort of stuff. But the products, we have to make sure that when we create our products, they're the right products with the right images, with the right prices, with the right description, and they're actually available. They're actually available. Okay, like, I almost accidentally made one of our products. I was looking on there, I was like, okay, quick test. I was like, why is it not working? And it's because I didn't actually activate the product. So make sure when you do yours, you actually activate, you double check. And before just clicking a button and off you go, happy days, let's chill out and watch some TV. It's like, okay, well, before this page goes live, I want to do some tests. Is the card working? Yeah, okay, it will take money. Okay, the product available? Yes, the product's cool. Okay, fantastic. So when a person goes through there, they'll have a great experience and it will actually work. Because what we're trying to give them, we want to make sure that they actually get it. Okay, so that is takeaway number 3. So just to quickly recap my 3 takeaways today. Woo! So hashtag takeaway number 1, okay, was all about learning and implementing and then earning, okay, which is super important. You learn what you need to do at that moment in time. Then you've got to implement it, get it done straight away, and then move on to the next task. If there's no more tasks, then you get to earn at the end, which is an awesome celebration. Takeaway number 2, which is keeping the layout on our pages super simple, okay, and familiar to the person. Okay, so it's super simple. When we put our logos at the top, where we put our terms and conditions link at the bottom, okay, keep those little home buttons at the top, keep them familiar so people can get used to our layout, get used to our fonts and our colors, and know where they got to press. Okay, that's takeaway number 2. Now, hashtag takeaway number 3 is creating products to actually get paid. Okay, so that one is all about creating our products for the first time, actually integrating it with like our bank account, and that sort of stuff. And then when it's integrated, we actually have to get it, set it for prices, set the description, make sure it's actually available. And when we say to someone, look, this is the product we're selling, it's actually the correct product. So if it's not, they're going to get disappointed and they're not going to be happy. So that was takeaway number 3. So guys, I hope what I've shared with you today has helped you in some way. But today was a bit more techno. It wasn't techno babble today. It was a bit more techno savvy. Okay, I like the word techno savvy. It was today. So I hope you have enjoyed that episode for today. Once again, feel free to share the podcast on any social media platforms, i.e. Instagram, Facebook, or even there is another one. YouTube. Okay, you can go on YouTube, you can share it. People, oh, go check out the YouTube video, it's so cool. That sort of stuff. Feel free to share it, people. And do leave a 5-star review if you thought this episode was amazing. Okay, I love sort of going through, on Apple, Spotify, and Google and looking through the reviews and go, oh, they left a 5-star review. This is so good. Okay, right on there, like, tell me what your best take was. DM me, tell me how good it was. If you didn't enjoy it, say, Ken, I didn't really enjoy this one. Go, oh, why not? Okay, and then I'll go, why not? Why did you not enjoy it? And I just didn't. But hopefully I do. Hopefully you do actually enjoy it. So feel free to DM me and tell you like biggest takeaways. And if I have helped you in some way, I've had people before messaging me on Instagram. Ken, I tried that out and it was so cool. It was amazing. So feel free to do the same. I love hearing from you guys. So guys, have a great day, have a great evening, and I will speak to you all tomorrow. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, guys. I hope what I've shared with you today has helped you and really inspired you in your young entrepreneurial journey. If this episode did help you today, feel free to tag me in your biggest takeaways, aha moments, and let me know how much you love this by leaving a 5-star review. Or even if you want to share it with like-minded young entrepreneurs who you think might benefit the podcast, feel free to do so. You're thinking, I want to get instant notifications when the new episodes drop? You can hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified when I drop them. Once again, guys, thank you so much for listening. And remember, you are one true young entrepreneur in the making. And I'll speak to you in the next episode.